self-doubt. And to be honest, it has never brought me down. No, 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 no. I'm really glad I'm not walking around believing my inflated ape brain figured it out. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Like I don't take part in your big search for who you are. And I don't care that I sound arrogant, but knowing who you are is just for amateurs. And suddenly you realize, yeah, that everything you ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Oh, still everything you ever thought you were made me cry. To be honest, it made me wanna die inside. And I'm sure I did, but just a little bit. And suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize, 'cause everything I ever thought I was made me cry. Yeah, and suddenly you realize that everything you'd ever told yourself were lies. And believe me, I can sympathize. Still everything you ever thought you were made me cry.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me for this live stream. So we are gonna talk about hijab. Foodie Beauty uploaded most common questions about hijab answered. So we're gonna take a look at this. So let me share my screen. Let's say here our hellos right after, and let's get this started. So I wonder what this is about. I can only guess. Hey there, Amy Judy, Marie, what's up? Lynn Smith, Vanny Joe, Nola Boo, what's up? What's up? Brooklyn to Brixton says, people are saying the website for Foodie Beauties butt spray could lead to your bank being hacked or drained. It's a possibility. It really is. You gotta actually be very careful with stuff like that. So, can I say 100% sure it will? No, but what I can say is that yeah, it's a possibility. Hey, Leonie, what's up? Steffi B, hi there. Becca Boo, Nisi Nisi, Sandra. Did y'all see Salah recently? He shaved off his facial here. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna. Is it in this? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not sure if he's in this. I haven't watched this, but we're gonna watch this right now. Let's go.
Hi guys, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel.
Hi there, Beezers! Want a personalized video from me to you that you can keep forever? Or maybe a special shout out? Or maybe you just have a pressing question for me you want answered. All you have to do is request a personalized video or direct message from me on Cameo. It's super easy. Cameos also make great birthday or special occasion gifts. Hope to hear from you. Bye!
And this is actually a recorded video.
Did I see all the DMs that just saying God that are clearly foodie? I did not see that. Is there a video on that? If there is, tell me. I wouldn't have any idea. This is the first time I heard about this. So where did you see this? What did they look like? Did she talk about it? What happened? Tell me.
I have been thinking of doing for a while, though I feel like I have seriously fallen off track with my faith lately and haven't been focusing on what's important in my faith, my religion, my life, everything. So I am getting back on track with a lot of things. And one of those things is wanting to put up more content regarding my reversion to Islam. I'm going to do different videos on, why I consider myself a revert, um, why I chose
Chulin.
Islam, and so on and so forth. But today I want to talk about the hijab and why I choose to dress the way I dress and different questions I see very frequently. So I thought I would just answer the most common ones here
Sure.
regarding Muslim dress for women.
Hasn't she done one of these before where she talked about the hijab and why she's in a hijab? But I guess we're just gonna recycle content.
I can do a video with Salah on Muslim dress for men in the future as well. So, um, bit of a history. I am a Muslim revert. I took my Shahada about 6 months ago. But when I met my husband last October, I was introduced to Islam. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember getting my first hijab. And I remember the feeling of wearing it, how I just had this sensation come over me, this sense of calm and closeness to God. And I can't explain the feeling. It's a personal feeling, and I guess unless you experience it, you don't really
Icky,
can't really
what's up?
understand what it's like. But it was like a feeling of closeness to God, um, and calmness, and feeling more protected and reserved.
All right, so Krista Marie, I'm agreeing with you. I thought she already did a video like this. Like this is literally something that we saw months ago. Hey Fatal, what's up? Verica Z, welcome.
And that's when I became into modest dress as well. So one question I get asked a lot is why wear the hijab? So there are a few reasons I choose to wear the hijab. One is that it's
Hey
a
Dynamite.
outlined requirement in the Quran, and it's a form of obedience to Allah. So
You know what? There is a divide because some scholars say that it is a requirement, while other people say otherwise. Because I actually looked this up just to be sure, because I wasn't really sure. But yeah, let me read to you what it says. Okay. Um, there is a consensus among certain schools of thought that it's obligatory for women to cover their hair and face and the entire body except for hands, while some scholars just think, hey, it's optional and you could just, as long as your faith is strong, you're okay.
subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's
Necessarily.
also a visual representation of myself as a woman, a Muslim woman, and a representation again of my devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I find the hijab the opposite of what a lot of people stereotype it as. They stereotype it as, oppressive. In some countries, it is required by law, and it may be different. But for a lot of Muslim women, it's a choice, and it's used as a devotion and expression, and it's actually very empowering for me to be modest.
Well, that's what she says, Marie. That still makes her wear it. I'm not really sure. I think she at first wanted to just cover her head with something, and she chose that. Maybe he does make her wear it. Who
And
knows?
respect my body, and also it gives me a sense of calm, a sense of protection. I have a past where I was the opposite, the complete polar opposite of how I dress now. Used to dress very revealing and very just very different. I was a non-hijabi, and I'm from Canada, by the way. I am a Westerner from Canada, and I just dressed, you know, just very, very different. So, but God is all merciful and forgiving. So,
Hmm.
I am on a spiritual journey. I'm not perfect yet, and a lot of the changes have been very difficult for me, especially um, a lot of personality and behavior changes. But
Has she really changed? Has her personality changed? From what I see, she remains the same. She eats copious amount of food in a room and she stays inside all day.
that's another
Nothing
topic
has
for another
changed.
video. So that ties into, is the hijab a choice?
She wanted to
Yes, it
change.
is a choice for most Muslim women. Now, the hijab is commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that to me is kind of indicative that it's not really a choice, because your God commands you to do something. I think that that should be obeyed, and so for me that makes it required by my religion. But of course, everyone has free choice, and whether they choose to wear the hijab or not is completely between them and Allah. Another question I get asked a lot is,
Hmm.
did your husband Salah demand that you wear the hijab?
Here we go.
Actually, he didn't.
Changes require effort. Did she ever say in early October that her man wanted her to wear it? I could have sworn she said that. I'm gonna have to look up those old videos and see what has changed versus what hasn't.
um, Ever asked me to. I made the decision to go and, try it first when I started becoming interested in Islam, when I met him. And I will say though, he does prefer that I wear it, especially as a Muslim woman now. But he never forced me or anything like that. I was a non-hijabi when I met him, but his preference is for me to wear one, and actually that's fine because it is my preference as well. So this
Okay,
question ties into these
sure.
questions just all kind of tie in with one another. But do you wear the hijab for your man, or for God? And I 100% wear the hijab for God. It is a commandment by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is why I wear it.
Sabri Justa says Stella is trying to hide her in more ways than one, including giant abayas, scuba hijab, and only walking her in isolated areas. Yeah, funny how they had to walk at what, like 5 o'clock in the morning? Interesting how that is, right?
Another question I get asked is,
Or at nighttime.
how old do you have to be to start wearing the hijab? You can wear the hijab at any age, but it becomes a requirement whenever a woman hits puberty. And the reason that Allah commanded women to wear it was for their own protection, to keep, um, especially when you hit puberty, to protect your body, to protect your person
Right,
from
fatal.
um, the eyes of other males. And you know what? It actually works because, um, if you look at um, a woman who is dressed more, openly, with, cleavage and everything hanging out, of course that's going to get more eyes than, if you're covering your beauty. I get this comment a lot. I can't believe you're wearing that in the heat. Aren't you going to just like pass out? And how can you, be commanded to be so uncomfortable in the heat with that? Muslim women who still chose to stick to their devotion, even in the heat, they're uncomfortable now, but they
No, you don't need to be uncomfortable to wear hijab. That is false. There's lots of women who wear lighter clothing, breathable clothing, while wearing a hijab. And I can show you pictures. I've said this again and again and again. We've seen Shahida from 90 Day Fiance wear hijabs all the time, and she wears them in all types of colors, and she is comfortable in her hijab in the summertime. She doesn't wear this thick fabric that you're gonna sweat your ass off during the summer. Like, it's extremely uncomfortable from what I'm seeing Foodie Beauty do. Seriously, you don't need to do that to wear a hijab.
will be greatly rewarded in the afterlife for their sacrifice. All right, let's get to who can see my hair. Who can see me without the hijab? So basically, in Islam, it's people who are my mahram, and that is people who it's technically mahram comes from the word haram. So it's people who it's not haram for them to see my hair. So and there are some people obviously that I have to observe the hijab with. And number one would be public. So you guys, Beezers, cannot ever see my hair. Or
Danny Joe.
basically most
Hey, Miss Misery, what's up?
of my body, like anything other than my face, my hand, and sometimes a little bit of my wrist shows, but technically I'm supposed to be covered up fully. So I had to write this down because sometimes it's confusing for me too. Now there's different types of mahram. There's
Katrina?
through marriage. Somebody can become your mahram through marriage or blood. And once they become your mahram through marriage, they're always your mahram. So
Right there, top.
through
What's up?
blood, that goes without saying. Basically, any family members, aunts, uncles, father.
We haven't. Does she go to the mosque? We haven't seen her go to the mosque in a very long time. She put up the charade that she was going, I think, the first month or two or three, and then that dropped as fast and as hard as her putting up the charade that they're both going to the gym. So there you go. Miss Lynn's little sweet Lynn, what did you say? Right, rhythm. Yeah, a lot of people have put this up. Like, there's people fighting in places in the world to have the choice of wearing a hijab because in certain places it's mandatory. They want to get rid themselves of the hijab, and they're being beaten, jailed, unalived for taking it off, arrested.
Father, mother, sisters, brothers,
Hey, Tagapaw.
young children, your children, who else? Grandparents.
And Nicole.
The only people that can't see you without your hijab are your like male cousins. But other than that, yeah, the husband of your aunt can't see you without your hijab. So through marriage, for example, your sister-in-law, daughter-in-law, basically any women, if you're a woman, can see you without hijab. But my stepfather can see me with the hijab. So let's say, for example, my mother and my stepdad got divorced, he would still be able to see me without hijab. So when I go to family gatherings, for example, let's say I go to like my grandfather's birthday party. Usually it's my uncle, his wife, my grandfather, my stepdad, my mom, my sister, and her boyfriend. So whenever her boyfriend comes along, which isn't always, I do have to wear my hijab. But if he's not there, then I can just style my hair and just wear whatever I want, basically. Sorry, guys, I need to make a correction. Male relatives are not permitted to see my body.
except for hair, face, hands, and feet,
Ooh,
except for male cousins. And women are permitted to see my body except for above the navel and below the middle, so basically arms and legs.
The only time I am wary about doing that, like if it's in the privacy of their own home, okay. But sometimes,
you thought her grandfather moved to Florida years ago? He did. He moved to Florida and she went on her first flight to Florida to see him. That's why some people are speculating maybe her sister's getting married in Florida. Just maybe. And that's where the grandfather is. That she took a flight those years ago to see him. Sup, it ain't that.
I feel like I will cover up anyways, especially if they're planning on putting family photos out somewhere on public social media, then I will wear the hijab for photos because anyone who's my non-mahram can see them just like you guys are the public. So that's when I will choose to wear hijab in photos like that, in family photos like that. That was one of the concerns as well. When I would go to the gym, I decided to start wearing the hijab anyway because um, just in case people are taking photos that you're not aware of, and they can post it to social media.
Right, red sequins. Who is lusting over Foodie Beauty's body? Look at my body.
So as somebody who's in the public eye, I have to be very careful about that actually. So I'm learning it's better to be safe than sorry in those situations. So I will say that, there's been some rough moments. I don't think I've had a lot of, luckily, a lot of moments where my hair has slipped out and shown, maybe a little bit of hair here and there. But for the most part, it's
Right, mukbangs. I mean, I've seen a lot of Chantel. I think the first time was, yeah, 420, April 20th, 2021. OMG, I couldn't believe my eyes.
been okay. I always have dreams where I'm just out in public for some reason and my hijab just flies away and I'm just exposed and I just feel so weird. I don't know how I ever never wore one in my past. It's a part of me now, and I know a lot of people think that I'm just going through a phase, and part of me is torn on that belief because part of me feels like I understand because I go through so many different phases and I change my mind like the weather, on a lot of things. But when it
Yeah,
comes to my belief in God, that won't change.
sure.
And, even though I'm still working on being a better Muslim, controlling my anger and backbiting and, language a lot of the time and things that are just really challenging for me to change doesn't mean that I'm not sincere in my love for my creator and I owe my life. What can I say? But then there's another part of me that just finds it very, disrespectful to um, kind of just trivialize someone's decision to take that step in life. And
We're gonna watch her first. Well, actually, well, really, it's her second video about her hijab. Because 9 months ago, she posted my first hijab, which was a 10-minute video. Then after that, she posted, "Why are you wearing a hijab on your head?" And she answers some questions. So we're gonna take a look at that right after.
well, just take the hijab off. It's so hot out. And it's like, I, I'm, I'm just not, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm wearing it for a very specific reason. And that doesn't change just because the weather does. So, that being said, I hope that answered some of your questions. Feel free to leave any more in the comments below, and I will try to answer them as much as I can. And yeah, I really hope this helped. So, more videos to come. All right, guys, thanks for watching and listening to me, and take care. Masalama. Bye.
Yeah, do I think she desperately wants a Muslim audience? I think she's trying to rebrand herself. And I think that's one of the things. Oh, I got Martha on me. I think that's one of the things she's trying to do, to be honest with you. What I gotta say is do this. I gotta put up this. Why are you wearing a hijab on your head? She explains a few things. Let's take a look at the blast from the past because, yeah, I did recall her making a video
Hello, welcome back to another.
like this before. So we're gonna do that. Give me a second. Let me load this up. 14 minutes of non-tent. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much what she's doing. Let's go. And here we go.
Hello, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I will be talking about
This is from 9
the
months
hijab.
ago.
I am hearing all over the internet the following.
Why do you have a hijab on your head?
So I'm here to answer your question. I want to first say I realize that in parts of the world, women everywhere are
All right,
fighting
Nikki D.
for the right to remove the hijab. There are women, and I fully acknowledge this, that are in situations that are abusive and they have no choice but to wear this. And for them, it is not a positive experience. On the other hand, in other parts of the world, such as France, there are women fighting hard to put back on the hijab.
Right,
They
celebrity
see that
juicer.
banning the hijab, banning the burqa, is actually discriminatory and violates their human rights. I'm here to talk about my personal beliefs and experiences with the hijab. I can assure you, despite what everyone is saying,
Wait a second. How long ago was this? So her personal experiences. She had literally a week, if that, maybe a couple days of wearing the hijab, and she's talking about her experiences. Okay,
online,
let's go.
that I wear this with the utmost respect and humbleness. I just think it will take people a while to adjust to my new changes because I change very quickly. In all honesty, I don't communicate my inner deepest most thoughts all times of the day with you guys, with the public. So there are a lot of internal changes that have been happening inside me.
Hey, bourgeois.
And when I first, what it basically just comes down to, let me rewind. I have
AQZ.
entered a serious relationship with a wonderful man.
Can I remind everyone, she's saying this after a week. Why are you wearing hijab on your head? And says this is her preference after a week. And she literally told us it was originally for Salah, and then she switched it to it's because of me. I actually like wearing it. Just a reminder.
Who comes from an Islamic nation, and out of respect and devotion to one man, I choose to wear this in respect for myself, respect for my partner.
No, she had not met Salah in person yet. This was a week after him messaging her, where she had stated along the lines of the first person to message me. I think she put up her phone number or something like that. And the first person to have contacted her was Salah. And then that was it. That's history. This is October the 10th.
Respect for his culture. And I am not being forced to wear this. I wear this as my own choosing. And I chose this the moment I tried it on, actually. There's something that transformed in me the moment I put on the hijab. That's why the change was so instantaneous. It's almost as if I've opened up a new door, a new world. I feel comforted. I feel calm. I feel
Facts Anonymous.
more respectful towards myself. I feel like my energy is protected. I feel like my bubble is protected. I feel like less people are going to approach me in my bubble. I feel more reserved. I feel more calm. And this is why I like to wear this hijab, out of respect for my partner, as a symbol to my devotion to him, as well as my devotion to becoming a more respectful, humble, modest person and woman.
See, it was her devotion of her husband first.
So there are a lot of misconceptions about the hijab. So I did a little bit of research on my own because I did feel a little bit guilty at first. Like, am I allowed to wear this? What's going on? You know, like cat hair, but
Sup, Darab? Thanks for listening.
I have a lot of cats in black and cat hair. No bueno. So I found a website called Haute Hijab, and it's a hijab shopping website. And the CEO actually answered this question very, very
Hey, nah.
thoroughly. If I'm not Muslim, can I wear a hijab? And a lot of the points made sense. So I'll just read a little bit of it for you. Somebody asked, this is an advice column. Somebody asked, I just recently became interested in hijabs. I've always found them beautiful and exuding such class and have been thinking of wearing one. For the most part, I dress relatively modestly. And then the person replied, thank you for reaching out. You might be surprised to learn that we get asked this question a lot. God prescribed hijab and modest dress for Muslims just as he did the Jews and Christians before us. That's actually true. If you look at the Virgin Mary, her head is completely covered. As I'm sure you know,
Not completely covered. Her face is showing.
Christians used
And her hair is showing. Yeah, she's veiled, but not completely covered. There is a distinction, people, because if you're showing some hair versus showing forehead versus showing eyebrows, there is a distinction and difference in the types of head coverings that are out there.
I'm sure you know, Christians used to cover their hair, but the practice has been long abandoned. This is in obedience to 1 Corinthians 11.5, which says, every woman who prays with her head uncovered dishonors her head, for that is one and the same as if her head were shaved. So they also say Muslims do not own the head covering. It is a mandate that predates Islam. By the same token, Islam was revealed by God to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, for all of mankind, not for any one person or type of people. If any Muslim is offended by you wearing hijab, it is due to their own error and not rooted in Islam. Our goal at Hot Hijab is to promote modesty in dress and actions, not only to head covering. If you wear the headscarf inconsistently, that is your choice. Hopefully you get to a point where going out without the headscarf feels unnatural and you continue to wear it all the time.
Wait a second. QZ is saying so she's doing Weight Watchers and Amber Lane is now doing gummies. They traded places. Amber Lane is doing what? Weed gummies? Seriously? Wow.
So this is, again, a personal choice. The emphasis is always on the choice. And again, I realize there are a lot of women who do not have a choice. There's a lot of women who are also fighting for the freedom to wear the hijab because they feel right. This is their way of devoting themselves to God. And it is wrong to tell somebody how they should feel, how they should dress, how they should feel in a certain attire. It's all personal. We all just want to feel good in our skin. I've actually toned down the makeup a lot too. I feel better, more natural without those huge lashes on my eyelashes. And I have a bit of, I don't have any foundation on or anything.
Sure.
Yes, I think my camera has some filters. I apologize.
But you got mascara on, you got your nails done, and you got lipstick on.
But I do have some lip gloss and lip liner on.
Yeah.
I like this style. There's so many different shawls and abayas and styles to try. So I guess just a little bit about the history of the hijab. Hijabs were originally used, coverings were used in the deserts and things like that to protect people from the sun. So it became a practical thing, then religious. It's actually a practice that predates Islam, and it actually is used for many different reasons today. So again, anything I do in regards to the hijab and the changes I'm making, I'm very serious, and I know that time will tell this. And I appreciate you following me on my journey with much love and respect. So just in summary, I guess it just comes down to my personal choice. And
okay. So yeah.
I just feel good. I feel good wearing the hijab. Personally, me.
Maybe it ain't that. Probably.
So no, I'm not an instantaneously changed woman overnight. I see people trying to rub my past in my face. I understand that it's such a drastic change. But honestly, if we're really honest, it's a good one. I feel like it's a healthy change for me spiritually, physically, emotionally, everything. Behind the scenes, of course, some of these lifestyle changes and bad habits I'm trying to get rid of. It is a little difficult, but at the same time, it's not as hard as I thought. I don't know, something just clicked in me and I just feel different and better. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
All right, that's the difference between present day and 9 months ago. Foodie Beauty was wearing her hijab for just a week, a literal week, if that. I gotta actually look up when was the first day she had her hijab on, because I remember when she went hijab shopping And she made the video, my first hijab. That was the 5th of October. So 3 days after meeting Salah, she got a hijab. And then a week after meeting Salah, she started talking about why she's wearing hijab and how great things are. Okay. That's on her. Hey, people, thanks for joining me. This is a rather short one. She's making it important. She's doing a lot of things. I mean, she's regurgitating content right now. I wonder what's up. Whatever happened to the mukbangs? She was putting them out left, right, and center, and now nothing. Something's going on. She's on Cameo. She's now, you know, putting to us was it Teeb Aldar KW, his store, Saleh store, to push products to people. Who knows what the hell's gonna happen? Plus, we got Weight Watchers going on. Monty, can you play the one where she came on with the face covering? What one was that called? It ain't that. The face covering. I can't recall. You're gonna have to tell me, and we'll do it another time. Hey, people, thank you so much once again. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. I'll be back later. We're going to do a longer stream. Oh, it was live? Okay, we're going to have to. I have to. Hey, message me and then we'll have to take a look at that. Other than that, take care of yourselves. Have a good one. And I'll talk to you later. Yeah, be safe as well. Take care.